Here we go. Okay. So I'm hoping that the internet stays stable. It wasn't this morning, so they're coming out again on Friday. But if anything happens, I'll just do the best I can to get back in. But hopefully we'll be stable now for the duration of our class. I was rolling my body before, so move that out of the way. Our theme tonight is around breathing into the heart. And there'll be more about that, but one of the things that yoga offers us as a benefit is connection. Of course, the root word of yoga is yug, which means to yoke things together. So that's definitely connection, but it connects us with our heart. And I was watching a video by Drunvalo Melchizidek, if you know of him. When we did our third eye activations, I think you both went through that little training. And he was the one that we watched his video, Melchizedek. So he said that the fifth dimension that we're evolving into is coming back to the heart. We used to be heart-centered, and then we got away from it and became more intellectual and head-centered. And now we're coming back down to the value of centering in the heart. So we're going to be breathing into that in some of our poses tonight, just as a reminder of our connecting with our heart and Taurus, our tube Taurus, and our vagus nerve they all come together at the base of the heart chakra. So that's where we connect with each other. We have ribbons that leave our solar plexus and heart that connect with each other. So it's about connection in the heart tonight. So we'll start with some centering. And I'm just going to suggest, if you are comfortable with it, to breathe in through the crown of your head. So just imagine your lotus flower opening on the very top of your head, the Sahasrara chakra, the crown. And imagine your pranic tube comes down through your head, down through your whole body, but we're just going to breathe in through that pranic tube down to your heart, and then breathe out and lift your energy back up to the crown. So breathing in, draw it in from the crown down to your heart, and then just reverse it and take it back up for a few rounds to connect with breath and the heart. Now, if it feels more natural for you to breathe the opposite way, where you breathe in through the heart and back down, exhaling. Whatever feels most natural for you. Now, if you would, just for a few more breaths, just overlap your palms on your belly, down where your navel is. Excuse me. And allow that area to expand on your inhale, and then allow it to relax back in towards your spine on the exhale. And now just become aware of your emotions, your thoughts. And then check in with your physical body, muscles and joints and ligaments and tendons and all the areas around your body. Make a few moves to see if it feels tight or loose. You can remove your hands from your belly if you want. All right. Now just 3 breaths using our arms with the breath. So just breathe, arms up overhead and open out. And just 2 more. And release. And we'll just start to make some circles. So come over to your right and then roll forward, loosening in your spine, your waist. Lift up as you go to the back. You'll probably want to hold on to your knees there so you don't go too far. And reverse. And one more time around. And back to center. Stretch out your legs, shake out your knees. And work your ankles to loosen and lubricate. All right. And then just come back into easy pose for a moment. Um, I found an article today on yoga and COVID. Um, using yoga breath, the pranayama, to help with the recovery from COVID, but also to use it as a preventive. And the reason I say that is, where is it here? People in a 2012 study that was done, and this is research that's supported by the National Institutes of Health on yoga and inflammation. This 2012 study showed that people with more regular yoga practices have lower levels of the chemical leptin, which encourages inflammation, and higher levels of adiponectin, which inhibits inflammation. So yoga helps treat the inflammation that causes COVID patients their most damning symptoms. Sorry. So I thought it was really interesting because there are many benefits of yoga that we may not realize until we kind of look around, and over the years, you know, you learn it and then you forget about it and then it comes back. But pranayama is so important. And for yoga therapeutics for COVID, it goes beyond the pranayama. Movement helps ease the vascular blood clots that are caused by the virus tissue damage and inflammation, and the lung expansion that comes with, like, locust pose, which we'll do. That's on your belly. You're on your prone. Soothes the musculoskeletal complications. And then the mindfulness serves as a powerful therapy for the emotional trauma and disconnect. Now, the disconnect can happen. That's what brought me around full circle to the heart, because that's where the disconnect happens. So we want to stay connected with the heart and allow ourselves to feel and to empathize, both for ourselves and for others. So let's come up onto the balls of our feet and we'll start to move now. Just rocking back and forth on the balls of your feet. Stretch back, bringing your heels as close to the floor as you can. Or maybe you're one of those who easily brings your feet onto the floor, and then bring knees forward. We'll open the hips, just separate your feet, and we'll stretch open in the hips, side to side. So the next time you come to your right, lift up your left arm up and come back down, other side. So the arm that's down here in front of your thigh, hold that steady and keep that knee open. And then we'll bring both arms down and come into Malasana. Just bringing the elbows against the inner knees and then thumbs touching the sternum where your heart center is. Lengthen up. And then bring your palms down. We'll step back into plank pose. Stretch through your heels. Now press down on your right foot and bring your left knee over towards your left elbow. Just hold for a couple of breaths. And back into plank. And other side. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Back into plank and press into downward facing dog. Let's turn sideways here. All right, and then back into plank. But let your knees down, tops of your feet on the floor. Bring your chest through. Engage in your hips and lift away from your knees. Breathe. Pull back into puppy stretch. Open the shoulders. And come forward again. This time, with the legs together, bring the hips a little closer to the floor. Shoulders away from your ears. Bend your elbows. Open the shoulders, open the heart. Come into your cobra, Bhujangasana. Lift your chin. Now breathe in through the crown to the heart. From the heart back up to the crown. Relax the hips down onto the ground. Open the shoulders, the heart. And then press up and back into child's pose, stretching out the work you just did in cobra. A counter pose. All right, now we'll lift back up. Come onto your belly. And just with your palms overlapped. If I should. Turn this mat just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so overlap your palms or your arms. Place your chin on your hands. And press the pubic triangle down against the mat and just lift your right leg up from the hip. Press your hip bone down, lift your leg up and lower down. And repeat a few and breathe. Breathe it up. Breathe out as you lower. And lift and lower. Lift and lower. And this time we'll lift and hold. So just reach it up wherever you can, just a straight leg, lifting it up. And then lower back down. And just for a moment, roll your hips side to side. Both feet are on the floor. And then stretch out your legs. Press the pubic triangle into the mat. And breathe as you lift your left leg up from the hip. So the leg stays straight. And then lower down. And breathe it up. And lower down. Breathe up. And lower down. And this time breathe up. Excuse me. And hold the leg in place. And lower back down. So that's known as half locust, when we're just lifting one leg up. So now we're going to come into a variation of Salabhasana, which is the full locust. So just get your belly comfortable on the mat. Bring your arms back. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Stretch out your arms. We're going to lift the torso and the legs. But let's start with the torso. Since we haven't done that yet, we lifted the legs. Press your hips into the mat and breathe and lift. And lower down. Breathe and lift. And lower down. Breathe and lift. Hold. And lower down. Relax your arms. Just rest your chin on the mat for a moment. Palms are up. Touch the big toes together. Let the heels stretch out to the side. Okay, now lift your head, point your nose towards the mat. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Stretch your arms away. Now we'll lift up the torso and our legs just to the best of your ability today. Okay, breathe and lift. And lower down. Breathe and lift. So you're just lifting everything off the floor and lower down. And once more, lengthen out through your crown, through your toes. Breathe and lift. Open the heart. Breathe into your heart. And then bring your palms under your shoulders and press up into cobra. Salabhasana really helps the cobra pose. Press the hips down into the mat. Lift. Open the shoulders, open the heart. Breathe into your heart center. And then press back into puppy stretch. All right. Turn your toes under and we'll grow our puppies into a full downward facing dog. So breathe here for a few rounds. Stretching your heels down, shoulders. Now press down on your left foot and lift your right leg up into three-legged dog. Reach up, pull the shoulders down. Now bend the knee and lift your knee up. And then bring the leg back down. And we'll switch to the other leg. Breathe. Lift your left leg up into three-legged. And then bend your left knee, lift your knee to the ceiling. And then lower the leg down. Let your knees come down. Come back sitting on your heels. The toes are still under, unless that's excruciating for you. In that case, just let the tops of your feet down. Circle around in your shoulders a few times. Loosening up, moving any energetic toxins, anything doesn't belong there. Reverse your circles. All right, and just swing your arms, let them be free. They've been working, holding you, so just let them swing. And bring it down into your wrists. And reverse. And squeeze those fingers, bring the energy down. All right. Yay. Now we'll go back into downward facing dog and we'll do our wild thing. And I know you know that what that is. I think it's one of your favorites, isn't it, Connie? So press into down dog. We'll start with the right leg and lift it up into three-legged.
Make sure there's no accessories around you that are going to be in your way. You want to make sure you're safe. So lift the right leg up, bend your right knee, lift. Now open the hip, lift the right hip up, the right knee, the right hip, and then just start to take that right foot, your toes, towards the floor behind you. Let it come down. That knee remains bent and on the ball of the foot. The left leg is straight and open the front of your body. Reach. Now just bring that right hand onto your heart center. Open it. And then come back around into your plank and rest for a moment. Coming back, sitting on your heels. If you need to circle in your shoulders or stretch your arms out behind you, either way is fine. And then we'll come to the other side. So press up into your downward facing dog. And lift the left leg up into three-legged. And bend your knee. Now open the hip, lift the left knee, the left hip, open it up. A nice stretch for the psoas and the piriformis. And let that foot just start to lower down behind you. Let it come down. Stretch out your right leg. Left knee is still bent and open into a reach overhead. Now bring your left hand onto your heart center. Breathe into it. Lift your heart and reach. And then come around into plank. Now just turn. Bring your right hip down onto the mat. Bring the left foot around that thigh and knee for a twist. If you need to circle around in your wrists after being in down dog, honor the sensation, the request from your body. And then lift in your spinal column. Holding on and scoop up with your left arm. And come around into your twist. Become aware of your heart center here, what's happening there. Press down in your sitting bones and breathe your left arm up to your ear and unwind back to the front and just switch sides with your legs. Reaching up, aware of that connection, your feelings, your heart center. Breathe your right arm out and lift up. And come around into your twist.
Look over your shoulder. Breathe into your heart center. Your creation center is right there at the base of your heart center, where your torus and your vagus nerve all connect, all three in one place. Breathe your deep breaths. Open the belly as you breathe. You have to open your ribs in a twist. And then press down in your sitting bones and breathe your arm up to your ear and unwind. And just let your legs out and separate your feet and just roll down for your Shavasana. Turn your palms up, a little bend in the elbow to let your shoulders relax, open. Or you can take your arms out a little further, but roll your shoulder blades under, roll your hips under. Take in a nice, deep, full breath. And when you breathe out, let your body sink down against the mat, becoming heavy with relaxation. And another breath, breathe in, let it out, sink down against the mat, as though you couldn't lift an arm or a leg even if you tried. Just too relaxed and heavy with relaxation. Now become aware of your relaxed body, resting, opening, connecting, body, mind, and spirit. And start to bring some little moves into hands and feet. Slide your feet together and draw your knees up to your chest. Pull them in. You might want to rock side to side. Or some people like to rock forward and back. And then roll to one side and press up into sitting. And then bring your hands into the mudra for the heart center, Anahata, just touching the heels of your hands, the wrists, the pinky fingers and thumbs, and opening your fingers, coming down in front of your heart. Recognizing that the crown center is a lotus flower, the 1,000-petal lotus, and we have our mudra at the heart, the lotus flower, Padma mudra. Recognizing the connection and joining head and heart, and then just bringing palms into Anjali Mudra, prayer hands. And may you feel the connection of body, mind, spirit, working with pranayama, the breath, and maintaining your yoga practice to receive all the benefits, including the ability to keep inflammation away. So may you be healthy, happy, wealthy, and wise. Namaste.
Oh, thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome, sweetie.
That was nice.